Hello, great learners. It's nice to be here again with the passionate teacher, Blessing Inegbedion. We are still on definite article, part 2. Today, we'll be looking at when to use the general rule. We use to make definite or specific reference to a person or a thing that has already been referred to. We use to make definite or specific reference to a person or a thing that has already been referred to. Example: there is the man I was telling you about. There is the man I was telling you about. Not just any man, not just a man, but a particular man, a specific man that is known. That is why the comes before the noun. Number 2, on Monday, an unarmed man stole $1,000 from the bank. The thief hasn't been caught yet. The bank, the underlying word, which comes before the noun, suggests that it refers to a particular bank, not just any bank, but a bank that is known, that is specific to the reader or the learners. Number 3, I was walking past Benny's bakery when I decided to go into the bakery to get some bread. I was walking past Benny's bakery when I decided to go into the bakery to get some bread. The bakery refers to a particular bakery that is known by all, that is specific, and that is particular. Number 4, there's a position available in my team. There's a position available in my team. The job will involve some international travel. The job, not just any job, but a particular job that has already been discussed, that is known. We also use to refer to a person or a thing that is already specific because of what those talking already know. Examples: let's take the children to the swimming pool. Let's take the children to the swimming pool. Not just any swimming pool, not just a swimming pool, but a particular swimming pool that is known that the children should be taken to. Number 2, did you switch the heating on? Did you switch the heating on? Not just any other heating, but a particular heating. Number 3, there were drinks in the fridge, but the beer was soon finished. There were drinks in the fridge, but the beer was soon finished. A particular fridge where a particular beer was kept that is known by the reader or the listener. We also use to generalize about a whole class or species, usually of plants or animals. A singular noun is used for this purpose. Examples: the elephant species is haunted. The elephant species is haunted. Not just any animal, not just an animal, but a particular animal, a particular class of animal, a particular group of animal. That is the elephant species. Number 2, the elephant is still haunted for his tusks. The elephant is still haunted for his tusks. Not just any animal, but a particular animal. That is the elephant. That is why comes before the noun. Number 3, the snowdrop is the first flower to arrive in the year. The snowdrop is the first flower to arrive in the year, in the new year. Not just any flower, but a particular flower, the snowdrop. We also use when it is followed by an adjective used as a noun indicating nationality, or when generalizing about a whole class or group of people. In this case, nationality refers to the country where you came from. It can be America, Canada, Russia, Nigeria. So in this case, when we're talking about nationality, then comes before it. For instance, number 1, the Dutch are very skillful engineers. The Dutch are very skillful engineer. Not just any other engineer, but a particular class, a particular group of people is known to be skillful. That is the Dutch. The next one, number 2, the poor were crowding the streets of the capital. The poor were crowding the streets of the capital. Here, we are referring to a particular type or kind of people, the poor. The poor refers to people with little or no possession. So, we are referring to a class of people with little or no possession. That is why comes before it. Number 3, the homeless were sheltered in the church. The homeless were sheltered in the church. The homeless refers to a particular group of people, a particular class of people lacking permanent place of residence. That is why comes before it. Number 4, the French enjoy cheese. The French enjoy cheese, a particular group of people. The elderly require special attention. The elderly require special attention, a particular class of people, the elderly. She has given a lot of money to the poor. She has given a lot of money to the poor. The poor, a particular group or class of people. That is why D comes before it. We also use D before superlatives and ordinal numbers. We also use D before superlatives and ordinal numbers. When we talk about superlative here, we are talking about the highest form of adjective. The highest form of adjective. You know, adjective has 3 degrees. The positive, the comparative, and the superlative. The superlative degree is usually formed by adding EXT. EST. That is why number 1 says, this is the highest building in New York. This is the highest building in New York. Highest is a superlative degree. That is why D comes before it. Because it's a superlative degree, high is ending with EST, which is highest. We also use D before ordinal numbers. When we talk about ordinal numbers, we are talking about numbers that are arranged in sequence. For instance, first, second, third. They comes in order or position. If you look at number 2 example, it says, she read the last chapter of her new book first. She read the last chapter of her new book first. The last is an ordinal number, suggesting arrangements in position or sequence. Number 3, you are the tallest person in a class. You are the tallest person in a class. Tallest is the superlative degree of adjective. That is why D comes before it. Number 4, this is the 3rd time I have called you today. This is the 3rd time I have called you today. 3rd is an ordinal number, suggesting arrangement of number in position, sequence, or order. That is why D comes before it. We also use D before the names of rivers, groups of islands, seas, oceans, canals, geographical locations, and mountain ranges. Example, the Thames. The Thames. Thames is a river. The Hebrides. The Hebrides. The Hebrides. Hebrides is a collective name for highland. We have the North Sea. The North Sea. The Pacific. Pacific is an ocean. Look at these examples. They are traveling in the Arctic. They are traveling in the Arctic. Arctic. The Arctic is an ocean, the smallest ocean. That is why D comes before it. Our ship crossed the Atlantic in 7 days. Our ship crossed the Atlantic in 7 days. Atlantic is an ocean. That is why D comes before it. I will go on a cruise down the Nile. I will go on a cruise down the Nile. Nile is a river. That is why D comes before it. Hiking across the Rocky Mountains would be difficult. Hiking across the Rocky Mountains would be difficult. Rocky Mountain is a mountain range. So, let's not forget when we use D. In this case, we use D before the names of rivers, groups of islands, seas, oceans, canals, geographical locations, and mountain ranges. The only thing for us to do is to be able to recognize rivers, islands, seas, oceans, canals, geographical locations, and mountains ranges, so that we'll know when to use the article D before it. Thank you very much for listening and paying attention to the passionate teacher, Blessing Inegbedion. Always like, view, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. In our next class, we'll also look at other areas when to use the general rules D. Thank you very much for listening and paying attention. May God bless you all. Bye for now.